Grace, Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Shri Prabhupada. So, it's coming in?
Yeah.
Yes, okay. Yes, okay. Now it's coming into a different split way.
Yes, I think some loose connection.
From there.
We'll try BGI. HDMI had problem.
Came.
BGI.
Okay, in the meantime, you can open as your health, Prabhuji. Acha. It's prolonged, na? For a long time.
We'll go for another 3 months.
Oh. We all will pray, Prabhuji.
Spondylitis.
Oh. We all will.
3 months, then we will see.
Okay. So Prabhuji inspiring all of us, you see. Even in this situation, he is there to hear. He is showing us the importance of hearing. Thank you, Prabhuji. So there's a wonderful verse in the meantime in Srimad Bhagavatam. Like today, we could not get an opportunity to meet in the hall, but still we are here. Although the room might be smaller than hall, but we can see the entire room is houseful. And all Matajis, Prabhujis are so eager to hear. So it's mentioned there in Srimad Bhagavatam, Na yatra vaikuntha katha sudhapaga, na sadhavo bhagavatas tadashayah, na yatra yaggesha makha mahotsavah, suresha loko api na vai sa sevyatam. That all the demigods, they are together, they are reciting this verse in the heavenly planet, where most of us are trying or wishing, actually wish to go there, right? कि अच्छा स्थान मिले हमें जहाँ पर स्वर्ग लोक में स्थान मिले. So all Devatagan, they are saying, Na yatra vaikuntha katha sutapaka. The place where the wonderful Ganges-like flow of the katha of Vaikuntapati or Golokapati, Lord Shri Krishna, Vishnu, is not there. Na sadhavo, where sadhu is not there. Tadashaya, where we can take the shelter. Na yatra, makh. Makh means the yagya, yagyesh makha, same thing. Mahotsava, where there is no Mahotsava of Sankirtan Yagya. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. If the Sankirtan Yagya is not there, he says whether it is Suresh Loka, Suresh means the Indra Loka. Suresh, जो शुरू में भी सबके महेंद्र हैं, सुरेश हैं, उनका एक ही नाम है, इंद्र का, सब उनके ही नाम है. सुरेश लोको अपि न वै सेव्यता. Prabhupada translate, an intelligent person, he does not want to stay at even such places, even it is heavenly planet or upper planetary system. Rather, we prefer to come to such house where we have such a wonderful glorification. Devotees are there, Prasadam is there, Sankirtan Yagya we just performed, chanting together. Again, there will be some Aarti or some Kirtan. So even demigods, they desire to come to such places actually. Chad Ayusha Bharat Bhujaya Vanam. They are saying Kalpa Ayusha Syat Bhavat Darshanam. Chad Ayusha Bharat Bhujaya Vanam. If you give us the life of Kalpa Ayusha, Brahmaji, span of life, one Kalpa in Brahmaloka, we don't prefer. Rather, we'll prefer to come to Bharat Bhujayavaram, where the discussion of Krishna is going on, like land of Bharatvarsha. Even Chana Ayusha. It might be a momentary life, that's fine. Okay, so now all is set. So let's recite this verse. Bhagavad Gita 11th chapter, verse number 2. Bhavapyayo hi bhutanam Shuto vistarasho maya Tattah kamal patraksha Mahatmayam api chavyayam Bhavapyayo hi bhutana Shruto vistarasho maya Tah kamal paktraksha Mahatmamyapi chavyayam Bhavapyayo hi bhutana Shruto vistarasho maya Tutah kamal patraksha Mahatmayam api chavyayam
भवाप्यो हि भूतानां
Bhavapyayo hi bhutanam
विस्तरसो मया
Shruto vistarasho maya
यतः कमलपत्राक्ष आत्मयपि चावयम्
Chavyayam
भवाप्ययो हि भूतानां
Bhavapyayo hi bhutanam
श्रुतो विस्तरशो मया
Shruto vistarasho maya
त्वत्तः कमलपत्राक्ष
Tattah kamala patraksha
महात्मयामपि चाव्ययाम्
Mahavyam api chavyayam
Bhavapyayo hi bhutanam
Bhavapyayo hi bhutanam
Shruto vistarasho maya
Shruto vistarasho maya
Vattah kamala patraksha
Tutah kamala patraksha
Mahatmyam api chavyayam
We can move little bit forward so that towards the coming in the back they can sit properly. Even Mataji also, just move forward a little bit. You will come up to this place, yes. Matajis, please, Matajis. And Mataji like to recite the verse? Yes, Dimpleji.
भवाप्ययो हि भूतानां
Bhavapyahi bhutanam
श्रुतविस्तरशो मया
Shruta vistarasho maya
ततः कमलपत्राक्ष
Tattah kamala patraksha
माहात्म्यम् अपि चाव्ययम्
Mahatmyam api chavyayam. So word to word meaning, translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Bhava, appearance. Apyayav, disappearance. He, certainly. Bhutanam, of all living entities. Shutau, have been heard. Vistarashaha, in detail. Maya, by me. Tutaha, from you. Kamal Patra Aksha, O lotus-eyed one. Mahatmayam, glories. Api, also. Cha, and. Avyayam, inexhaustible. Translation: O lotus-eyed one, I have heard from you in detail about the appearance and disappearance of every living entity and have realized your inexhaustible glories. Purport: Arjuna addresses Lord Krishna as lotus eye. Krishna's eyes appear just like the petals of a lotus flower. Out of his joy, for Krishna has assured him in a previous chapter, Aham Kritsnasya Jagatah Prabhavah Pralayasa Tatha. This is 7th chapter, verse number 6. I am the source of the appearance and disappearance of this entire material manifestation. Arjuna has heard of this from the Lord in detail. Arjuna further knows that in spite of his being the source of all appearances and disappearances, he is aloof from them. So two things are there. That's what he had tried to understand. See the translation, and Prabhupada is describing the same thing. I have heard two things. One thing, I came to know that you are the source of all living entity. And number two, you are inexhaustible. Two different things are there. And same thing in the purport. That although you are, in spite of his being the source of all appearances and disappearances, he is aloof from them. As the Lord has said in 9th chapter, He is all pervading, yet He is not personally present everywhere. This is 9th chapter, verse number 4. That is the inconceivable opulence of Krishna, which Arjuna admits that he has thoroughly understood. Om Jnanatimrandhasya Jnanam Janashalakaya Chakshurunmitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayamarupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Udapadakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamsya Shri Rupam Chadrajatam Sahana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Savadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakham Vitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhyaeva Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyatade Sarvani. So 11th chapter, which is a very famous chapter, Bhagavad Gita, about the universal form of the Lordship. Till 10th chapter, Krishna has described his glories, and that's what he's saying here. If you see, he's saying, Arjuna is saying, I have heard from you in detail. It means up till now. Almost up to 10th chapter, he has heard from Lord Shri Krishna. And before, if you see the first verse, where he says, my all illusion has gone now. In the first verse, right? 11th verse. Can you read the translation, Prabhuji?
Arjuna said, by my hearing the instructions you have kindly given me about these most confidential spiritual subjects, my illusion has now been dispelled.
So Arjuna's illusion was what? In this context, in Mahabharata, what was his illusion?
He will intercede.
He doesn't want to fight.
Yes. Especially, he wanted to fight actually at the beginning. If you see the Bhagavad Gita, he himself told Krishna, take my ratha, madhyas, le chalo, abish mein le chalo, right? Ubhayo madhye. Take my ratha in between two armies. So he was about to fight actually. He was there because they came to battlefield to fight, isn't it? All of them. But the moment he saw Bhishma Pitama, Dronacharya, then the moha started. How I'm going to fight with them. I'm going to kill them. My grandfather, जिनके बचपन से जिनके गोद में मैं खेला हूँ, बड़ा हुआ हूँ, इनके साथ मैं नहीं लड़ाई करूँगा मैं. And then Gayatri, Sindanti, पूरा उनके मुख से झाग निकलने लगा. And he was trembling. His Gandiva started going down. So at the beginning he wanted to fight, but by seeing these personalities in front of him, and that's what Krishna exactly did actually. भगवान श्री कृष्ण उनके मोह को दिखाना चाहते थे. Otherwise he could have stopped anywhere else. But exactly he stopped in front of these personalities who were very, very attached to Arjuna. So that was his moha. Second chapter, verse number 52. Moha Kalilam. Krishna said there also, Arjuna, this moha is like dense forest. So Kama, Krodha, Lobh, sometimes we just undermine this, the power of moha actually. हमको लगता है कि काम और क्रोध ही बड़े शत्रु हैं, right? But especially being a householder, the moha is the biggest enemy. And that's what Krishna is revealing here through Arjuna to all of us. Because he was so attached to them. He says, Moha Kalilam, it's like a dense forest. So dense forest means even in morning time also, in daytime, when you have a complete like this sun, if you go to the dense forest, even the sun rays cannot enter there. And you are completely bewildered that where is the path to go out? Until somebody comes with a torch or something, even the daytime, you are bewildered. That is the dense forest. So that is the moha. Arjuna is saying in the first chapter, first sloka, that I have heard from you and now my moha is gone. So here Bhagavad Gita almost ends actually. He's saying my moha is gone. Same thing we'll say in the 18th chapter as well, right? Nasta moho isvidalabdhava. My moha is gone and then my memory is regained. I have regained my memory. What is that memory? That I am your servant. My Swarupa. I have regained my Swarupa now, that I am servant of my Lord. I am ready to do whatever he says. So now he's saying, oh my Lord, see that's why he's saying, keeping that in mind, the moha was what? With his family members. All the family members, right? When he saw that they are in front of him, one of the argument he gave, that if I kill them, even though I win this battle, with whom I will enjoy, right? That was the one argument. अगर यही नहीं होंगे तो मैं किसको दिखाऊंगा अपना ये धान? गृह, क्षेत्र, सुत, आप्त. Normally when a householder, when they accumulate or when they expand, they want to show their family members. Please come and see, you know, my griha, my kshetra. So that is a normal tendency actually. It's a normal behavior. There's nothing wrong about it. It's normal behavior. So griha, kshetra, sutta, apta, janasya, moho ayam aham mameti. This is 5th canto. Rishabhdev is saying this is the biggest hurdle, the biggest obstacles, especially in the household life. Janasya moho ayam aham mameti. That me and mine, me and my family, me and my house, my. So that aham mameti, now he's saying that that is gone. And how it is gone? He said, because I have heard from you in detail about the appearance and disappearance of all these living entities, including my family members. So now I realized that their appearance and disappearance all are controlled by you. So I'm not going to kill them. Even I'm going to kill them, just their body. And anyhow their body is perishable. So now this is the knowledge he heard in this particular context. So we have to keep in mind. Because here it's very specific. Because it's a conversation between two personalities and a very systematic conversation going on. So when he's saying my moha is gone, moha was connected to his family members. And now he's saying I have heard that moha has gone because of this knowledge, this understanding. That all the living entities, including all this, aquatics, plants, other species, all 84 species, you are the source of everything. Krishna told in Bhagavad Gita 10th chapter and several places. Prabhupada is describing here, you see, aham kritsnasya jagatah prabhava pralayas tatha. That I am the reason for their creation and their dissolution. Karmana devanitrena jantu te upayate. They get their body and the body is perishable. Both happens. Srishti, sthiti, pralaya. This all happens under my guidance, under my superintendence. Maya dakshina prakriti suyate sachara charam hetu nani kaunteya jagata vipariyate. So Maya dakshina, under my superintendence, this prakriti gives the body and takes the body of everyone, including the plants even. So he is the reason. That he understood. That his moha is gone now. Okay, I'm not going to kill them. because their entire existence is based on his directions, Krishna's directions. So that understanding is very important. In second chapter, Krishna says actually, if someone thinks that I am going to maintain them, I am going to create them, he's the biggest fool. Krishna says that. We cannot create any soul, we cannot kill anyone, we can just destroy the body, but with the soul we cannot do anything actually. So this is the knowledge he heard. Prabhupada says here, first of all he says, now Arjuna is very nicely addressing Krishna first time. This is a very nice word. Kamal Patraksha. बहुत सुंदर शब्द है ये. Kamal Patraksha. Why is he saying so? Because, oh my Lord, because you have created this entire material world, I have come to know now. That's what he's saying, that you are the source of all these appearances. And since this is like a jalashaya, like a water body, which is completely contaminated, but you are like a lotus, Kamala Patraksha. So although you have created, but you are not touched by this. So that's a very significant word he's using here. He's addressing Kamal Patraksha. आप कमल के जैसे, कमल आपके कमल के पत्रक के जैसे आपकी अक्ष, आपकी आंखें हैं. Kunti Mahani prays very nicely, no? What is that? Namah Pankaj Nabhaya, Namah Pankaj Maline, Namah Pankaj Netraya, Namaste Pankajangre. Very beautiful verse. That everything of Krishna is like lotus. उनके navel, उनके eyes, उनके garland, his lotus feet, everything is like a lotus. Because lotus is the one in this material world which came before Brahmaji. Other everything is created by whom? By Lord Brahma. So Acharyas, Uttama Shloka Gunanuvada, they want to compare Krishna with something which is not from this material world. Because Brahma himself came from where? Lotus. It means lotus was before Brahmaji. It's not a Brahma's creation. Brahma himself came from stem of lotus. That's why all the acharyas, they glorify Lordship, all the beautiful limbs with lotus. Like Kunti Mahani is praying, and here Arjuna is saying Kamal Patraksha. And Kamal is not touched by this water. There's one very beautiful lecture of the devotee. He gave the title, this was during Corona time. No mud, no lotus. Like that. कि कीचड़ में ही कमल खिलता है ऐसा बोल रहा, तो बोले कि no mud, no lotus. That was a different aspect actually. He was trying to make a different point. So Kamal Patraksha, भगवान की जो उनके मुखार बिंदु हैं, उनके चरण कमल हैं, उनके तव कर कमल वरे, उनके इवन नख, उनके हस्त, सब कुछ को कमल से तुलना की जाती है. When Prithu Maharaj, when in Srimad Bhagavatam, when he was performing the austerities, the Shatakritu is one of the name of Indra, who has performed 100 yajna. So he wanted to perform 100 yajnas. He could not actually, Aswamedha yajna. Because of Indra, when he was disturbed, and Lord himself came and he said, don't do it. I'm happy with this only. He said, okay, my Lord, if you are pleased, I'll not perform the 100. So he performed 99 yajnas. So before the Lord appeared, actually, there was all the Chatuskumar, they appeared. 4th canto, 22nd chapter. And they gave beautiful instructions to him that he asked actually what I'm supposed to do. I am a king, I am a family man. So tell me how I can be, liberated from this material world. And so what are the right path? What is the right path? So he quoted a very nice verse by Sanat Kumar. He says, Yad Pad Pankaj Palasa Vilasa Bhaktaya. So same word comes there. Pad Pankaj Palasa Vilasa Bhaktaya. So Prithu Maharaj, you leave all other process. Leave all other, He's describing in that actually. Karma shayam gratitam udagranthi santah tadvanna riktamatayo yatayo apiruddha shoto ganams aranam bhajava sudevam. That you just try to focus on the lotus feet. Pad pankaj palasa vilas. Such a nice word. See the alankar? Pad pankaj palas vilas. So he says, one meaning is given like a boat. Pad pankaj. Pad pallav, also we say Pad pallav. And one meaning is the toe of the Lordship. कि वो भी बिल्कुल पंकज के जैसे हैं. बोले केवल उनके ऊपर ध्यान करो आप. Otherwise, other process like impersonal process and other things, rikta matayo, always you will have the fill in the blank. Something rikta matayo, rikta sthan. कुछ रिक्त रहेगा आपके हृदय में. Your heart will not be completely satisfied until unless you take shelter of the holy, the lotus feet of Lordship. Any other process will have some kind of ambiguity in your heart. Something will be missing in your heart. So if you want, you can perform other process, but you will not be completely satisfied. Sri Bhagavatam says very nice verse. What is that? Kam lobh hato muhu yah atma mukunda mukandangari seva atma shaman atma na shamati. It means by yogic process, by other gyan process, you can control kam, lobh, other things you can do. But until unless you take shelter of the Mukundangari, the lotus feet of Lord Mukunda, Atma Dhana Shamati, the soul cannot be completely satisfied. Always like a fish without process, fish without water. That soul cannot be satisfied completely until unless you take the shelter of the lotus feet of Lord. तो यहाँ बोले lotus-eyed Krishna. And he's saying out of his joy, because now his complete illusion has gone. By hearing from Krishna, all the moha is gone. And now he's completely in regained situations, understanding his position, I'm servant of Krishna. So he's very joyful. It means, who understand his position as a servant of Krishna, he becomes very joyous. This Prabhupada says, chant and be happy. Bhukti, mukti, siddhi, kami, sakale ashant. Krishna bhakta nishkam atava shant. Not only shant, happy. Becomes happy. So out of his joy he is saying Krishna. Because Krishna has mentioned that I am the source of Prabhava and Pralaya. Prabhava and Pralaya. Prabhava means creation and Pralaya means dissolution. I am the source of everything. So here Krishna is not talking about the Pralaya which is in Bhagavatam. This Pralaya is not there. Huh? You understand this? So here, just talking about that every time you take birth and die, only that thing. Which is a kind of Nitya Pralaya. In Bhagavatam we have how many types of Pralaya?
4.
3, 4.
नित्य नैमित्तिक प्राकृतिक आत्यांतिक 4
दोनों 4 पे आ गए. और कोई?
नित्य नैमित्तिक प्राकृतिक आत्यांतिक.
Very nice. So 4 kind of dissolution has been described in Srimad Bhagavatam. Nityo naimittikishchaiva prakritik tathalaya atyantikscha kathitah kalam itdisi gatar. 12 canto, 4 chapter. So here Sukadeva Goswami is saying the 4 kinds of pralaya, which is occasional, continuous, nitya, naimittika, and then prakritik, which is elemental, and atyantik, which is final. Final means the jiva is completely liberated from this material world. His false ego is completely dissolved and he understands that I am the servant of Krishna. Jivara Swarupaya Krishna Nityadas. Muktir Hitva Anatha Rupam Swarupena Vyavasthitah. So all other upadhi, all other designations goes away from the soul, and then soul comes with its original constitutional position. The only one thing, what is that? I am servant of Krishna. I am servant of Krishna. Gopi bhartyu padakamayor das das anudas. And Bhagavatam says, Swamahimni sthitasya cha. That is the glorious position of the soul. वो आत्मा की सबसे महिमावान स्थिति है. वो आत्मा सबसे महिमावान है जो अपनी इस स्थिति में स्थित है कि आई एम द सर्वेंट ऑफ कृष्ण. एंड दिस इज कॉल्ड, दिस इज प्रभा से, दिस इज कॉल्ड व्हाट, यू नो, दिस इज कॉल्ड दास अभिमान. इनको दास अभिमान कहते हैं कि मैं कृष्ण का दास हूं, कृष्ण के दास का दास हूं. बस दास अभिमान. So Krishna is saying, I am the source of. Now, how to understand this? You take anything in this material world, any jiva, in any species, and try to see who is his reason, you know. ठीक है, मेरे पिताजी मेरे reason थे, उनके मेरे पिताजी, grandfather, his father, his father, his father. Finally, where are going to end? That person is the reason for everything. Similarly, for any seed, you see the rice. ठीक है, अभी चावल लगाया मैंने, बासमती राइस, इसका कहाँ से बुलाया सीड मैंने? From the seed bank. They took from previous seed bank, previous seed bank, previous seed bank. Ultimately, Krishna says, Aham bija pratah pita. The first beej I am giving. I am that seed giving father. So he is the source of all the creation, all the jivas, including Bhishma Pitama and Dronacharya. So now when he is hearing constantly, consistently this Arjuna, 7th chapter, 9th chapter, 2nd chapter, he says, now my moha is gone. He said, I have heard in great detail, you see. I have heard from you in detail up to 10th chapter. So now there is no confusion. And similarly, it should happen with us also. We are hearing up to 10th chapter several times. Right? Not only one time. Arjuna had only one time. His moha is gone. He's completely aloof. Completely he understood that my only connection with Krishna only. Definitely I am going to be there with them to perform my duty. But now his asakti, his attachment is gone from those family members who were there in front of him. And that attachment has shifted to where? Which is inexhaustible. So two things are happening here. Viraktir and asakti. Viraktir from which is temporary, and attachment to something which is permanent. Realize your inexhaustible glories, that you are अविनाशी. आप अविनाशी हैं. और ये अविनाशी, अब उनका जो आसक्ति है वो अविनाशी की तरफ मोड़ रहा है. And by that process, even we become अविनाशी also. Bhagavad Gita clarify that. जन्म कर्म च मे दिव्यम एवं यो वेति ततः त्यक्त्वाम देहम पुनर्जन्म नैति माम सर्जना. So the moment you understand this divine inexhaustible nature of Krishna, then you also become inexhaustible, avinashi. Nayati mamiti suvarjana. Right? So this is the connection. So now he's shifting his attachment from the family members to the Lord Shri Krishna. And the source of the appearance of disappearance of this entire material manifestation. And this is the one particular aspect of Krishna, that he is the source of everything. That is what makes him very, very special. Krishna becomes exclusive, supreme personality of Godhead. Because this kind of declaration nobody can do. That I am the source of everything. I am the source of everyone. And that's why Bhagavatam is such a classic literature. You see, Bhagavatam begins with this. Srimad Bhagavatam. The Vedanta Sutra begins with Bhagavatam, the first commentary of Vedanta Sutra, the natural commentary. The very first verse begin with this understanding. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Janmadasya yato anavayat itartarsya artheshu abhigga swarat tene brahma hidayadi kavaye muhyanti yata suraya tejo vari midama yatha vinimayo yatra tejo amrisham dhamna svena nirasta kuhukam satyam param dhimahi. So he's saying Janma Dasya. Janma Dasya means, oh my Lord, you are the source of, or everything comes from you only. Janma Dasya. Janma Adi Yasya. Sabhi ka. In this material world, in the spiritual world, everyone comes from you. I'm going down to that personality from whom everyone comes, including demigods, Brahma, Shiva, everyone. So that nature Arjuna has understood now. That he is the source of everything. Because Bhagavad Gita says, the moment we realize this, with full heart, we take shelter of that personality. 10.8 ka padhi, translation. The moment we realize this understanding is very important. Then with the full heart, we take shelter of that personality. We worship that personality. 10.8, read loudly.
I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise who perfectly know this engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts.
You see? So that is the transformation. If we know this is a symptom. That knowing will transform into this situation. That person with a full heart will take shelter of Krishna. That's what Arjuna is going to do now. Arjuna further knows that in spite of his being the source of all appearance and disappearances, he is aloof from them. So although everything comes from him and everything in this material world have birth and death, right? Including Brahmaji, everyone. Jasva Indra Gopam Athavendra Mahendra Sakarma. Up from Indra Gopa to Mahendra, Indra, everybody. Bandhanurupa Phala Bhajana Matanoti Karamadi Nirdhati Kintu Cha Bhakti Bhajam Govindamadi Purusham Tamam. So everyone is going to come in this cycle of birth and death. But he's saying you are aloof from it. You are inexhaustible. Now I have understood your nature. So up to 10th chapter, Krishna has glorified about the Jivas, Jiva Tattva and Ishwar Tattva. Out of 5 subject matter, Jiva, Ishwar, Karma, Kal and Prakriti, right? So he's saying these 2 things is very clear to me now. That we all are going to appear and disappear, but you are completely aloof from this. So Jiva Tattva, no doubt. Ishwar Tattva, no doubt. My understanding is completely clear now. No illusion in this. This is very important understanding. Jiva Tattva and Ishwar Tattva. He's aloof from them, as the Lord has said in 9th chapter. He is all pervading. What is that shloka? Maya tatam idam sarvam jagat avyakta murtina. Ki jagat avyakta murtina. Everything coming from my unmanifested form. I am pervading everywhere. Jagat avyakta murtina. 9.4. Matasthani sarva karmani. Sarva bhutani. Matasthani sarva bhutani. Na chaham tesva avasthita. So everything coming from me, but I am not there. They are in me, but I am not there. So again the same thing. Krishna's akshara, achyuta nature, and all the jivas are akshara. Dvamima purusha loke, charam akshara evacha. Char akshara. Krishna is achyuta. भगवान श्री कृष्ण कभी भी च्युत नहीं होते, जिसका उनका नाम अच्युत है. बट जीवा, वी आर फैलेबल. कृष्ण इज इनफैलेबल. Any moment we can fall, actually. Any moment we can fall. So now Arjuna is saying this understanding is now clear. After repeatedly hearing from 1st to 10th chapter, oh my Lord, now this understanding is clear now. That is the inconceivable opulence of Krishna, which Arjuna admits that he has thoroughly understood. He's saying, this Achinta Bheda Bhed Tattva, I have understood. Everything coming from you, part and parcel, but there's a difference. Same है भी और same नहीं भी है. मैं वामशो जीव part and parcel है, but still there's a difference. So if you see, this is how 11th chapter started actually. Now we're at the very beginning. Because in 10th chapter, Krishna had mentioned at the end, almost at the end, two very beautiful verses. That yatad vibhuti masatvam Srimad Ujitam Evava Tattat Evavagachatvam Mama Tejo Amsasambhava. Everything, oh Arjuna, what you're seeing here, everything, the beautiful object, the powerful object, intelligence, knowledge, whatever you see, all the opulences, these all are just a part of my splendor. Part of my splendor. Mama Tejo. Because of that part only, it's coming in reality. Otherwise, not possible. And then he says, what I should tell you? Athava bahun etena kim gyatene tav Arjuna. कितना कितना बताऊं आपको? आप इतना समझ लो, वैसे अभी हम कृष्णम कि एक अंशेन स्थितो जगत. Just with my one fragmental part, the entire universe. I built the entire universe. Then Arjuna, he understood. Arjuna understood. But he said, okay, Jnanam, now Vijnanam. So Jnanam, I understood what you're saying. In principle, this is correct. But Vijnanam, I want to realize this. I want to see this. That's how this chapter begins. So Krishna wanted to see the same thing what Krishna told there. Sorry, Arjuna wanted to see that. Jnanam Vijnanam. Jnanam Vijnanam Sahitam. तो ज्ञानम परम गुह्यम में यद विज्ञानम समन्वितम. श्रीमद् भागवतम, लॉर्ड श्री कृष्ण सेइंग टू ब्रह्मा जी आफ्टर वेरी सिवियर ऑस्टेरिटी की अब मैं आपको ज्ञान देने जा रहा हूँ, खाली ज्ञान नहीं, विज्ञान भी देने जा रहा हूँ. इट मीन्स यू कैन नॉट ओनली अंडरस्टैंड, यू कैन सी द थिंग्स एज इट इज. सरहस्यम तद अंगम च गिणाम गदितम मया. उसके सारे रहस्य को, सारी मिस्ट्री को, वो सब मैं आपको बताने वाला हूँ. और कैसे समझोगे आप, ये भी बता रहा हूँ वहाँ पर कि दीज नॉलेज विच अर्जुन इज सेइंग आई हैव हर्ड इट एंड आई अंडरस्टूड, दिस इज ओनली पॉसिबल बाय द मर्सी ऑफ कृष्ण. मतलब यू सी, वी ऑल्सो कीप ऑन हियरिंग, राइट? वी आर हियरिंग, बट नॉट एवरीबडी इज अंडरस्टैंडिंग द इंट्रिकेसी ऑफ दिस नॉलेज. Because Krishna is saying to Brahma ji in the next verse that, oh Brahma ji, आपने जो तपस्या की है उसकी वजह से आप नहीं समझ पाओगे मेरे बारे में. Until unless I bestow my mercy upon you. मद अनुग्रहाय. यहाँ पर भी फर्स्ट वर्स में क्या शब्द आया देखिए, 11th chapter फर्स्ट वर्स, मद अनुग्रहाय. सी फर्स्ट वर्स 11th chapter भगवद गीता, we are in second verse. First verse, the first word of the shloka, मद अनु, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट वर्ड. मद अनुग्रहाय, कि आपने मेरे ऊपर अनुकंपा की है, कृपा की है, तभी मैं समझ पाया हूं. सेम थिंग कृष्णा इज सेइंग टू ब्रह्मा जी इन सेकंड कैंटो 9th chapter verse number 32. यावान अहम यथा भावो यद रूप गुण कर्म कह. कि मेरे बारे में मेरा रूप गुण मेरे कर्म जैसा मैं हूं, यावान अहम यथा भावो, जिस प्रकार से, एज इट इज, यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड. तो है वह तत्व, उसके तत्व को आप समझ पाएंगे कब? मद अनुग्रह है. सो द मद अनुग्रह, मेरे अनुग्रह, मेरी कृपा से, ओनली बाय माय मर्सी. एंड सेम थिंग अर्जुन इज सेइंग हियर आल्सो, मद अनुग्रह, नॉट इन मद अनुग्रह है कि आई अंडरस्टूड ओ माय लॉर्ड बिकॉज ऑफ योर मर्सी. So then Arjuna wanted to experience this, not because he wanted to see, because he realized Param 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 Dhamam, but he wanted to make sure, Prabhupada says that, the other purport Prabhupada says, he wanted to make sure that everyone else can see that what Krishna is saying, he is not just saying, he is showing also that form. And tomorrow, like we have right now actually, in these situations where anybody can come and claim that I am God. So Prabhupada says, let them show the Virat Rupa. If they are God like Krishna showed here, Arjuna asked, okay, show me. Krishna is showing here. So if they are really God, let them show the Virat Rupa. So this is a litmus test for the, someone who is claiming that to be God. This is how Prabhupada writes actually. So now the two things we're trying to realize now. First thing is source of everything. And second thing is Krishna's inexhaustible or Avinashi nature. So he's saying, oh my Lord, Because when we realize that, okay, soul, being a soul, we are eternal, right? Prabhupada says in first canto 16th chapter, Srimad Bhagavatam. And Lord is also indestructible, Avinashi. So both the nature is same, the soul and the super soul. And now Prabhupada says that the Sanatana Dharma, the dharma in which, by which this eternal soul can brought in the service of, or in connection or in association with the eternal super soul in the eternal planet, that is called Sanatana Dharma. So three Sanatan are going to meet together. Sanatan Jeev, Jivatma, Sanatan Bhagavan और सनातन धाम. सनातन धर्म वो धर्म है जिसके द्वारा सनातन जीव को सनातन धाम में सनातन भगवान की सेवा में युक्त किया जाए. दैट इज कॉल्ड सनातन धर्म. दिस इज अ परफेक्ट डेफिनेशन गिवन बाय श्रील प्रभुपाद इन वन स्टेटमेंट, जस्ट वन लाइन. सनातन जीव को सनातन भगवान की सेवा में सनातन धाम में युक्त करने की विधि को सनातन धर्म कहा जाता है. So perfect, no? Concise and precise. So this is what Arjuna is saying now. I have realized, being a soul, I do not have any connection here actually with the body. And since you are the source of everything, and you are that eternal super soul, I have only connection with you because we are part and parcel of yours. Amshi. And that now he is moving from here towards his seva, his service now. And then he says, when we realize this feature of Krishna, that how Krishna and the Jivas are connected, then we just want to hear about Krishna. Now we'll see Arjuna, I just want to hear the glories of Krishna actually, one after other. Like Srimad Bhagavatam mentioned, Vayam tu na vitripyam uttama shloka vikrame. Yashramataanam rasagyananam swadu swadu pade pade. 1119. कि जिनको इस विषय वस्तु को समझ में आ जाता है, फिर उनके मन में भगवान के बारे में सुनने के लिए जिनसे संबंध स्थापित करना है, दैट पर्सन डज नॉट गेट saturation. He just want to hear swadu swadu pade pade, because every step he is getting a newer taste. Now rasadhaman udatam ranto masir. When we realize these two features, कि इस भौतिक जगत में और कुछ नहीं है सुनने के लिए, because everything is going to disappear in due course of time. You just think about anything जिसके बारे में आप बात करना चाहते हैं या सुनना चाहते हैं, in due course of time it's going to disappear. World Cup चला गया, IPL gone, now next year. World Cup next year. Any other news next year. अभी इतनी बड़ी ट्रेजेडी हुई है अहमदाबाद में. Yesterday they were giving the list of so many tragedy happened. Now we all forgotten actually the previous tragedy. कोरोना में इतने लोग मरे. Today morning prabhuji was sharing that 250 plus number is a big number, right? It's a big number. Just at one go. But if you see the statistics of Kuwait, last year traffic incident, it's much more than this. Almost every day 10 to 15 fatality. In different places, in the factory, in the, this is how we have created this material. This is advancement, Prabhupada says. Prabhupada says this so-called scientists, what they are creating is the source of death only, nothing else. They can create atomic bomb, nuclear bomb, which is going to kill the people. But they cannot create any living entity, not even the ant. This only Krishna can do. He is the source of all the appearances. This nobody can do. So they have created this helicopter or airplane, you see, a tragedy. In earlier days, when we had this Belgadi or this thing, never such kind of accident happened. So this is the modern scientific advancement. But we can see the repercussion also. If something goes wrong, it's disastrous, catastrophic. एक आदमी कोई बच गया ना, सुना मैंने न्यूज़ में. See, this is जाको राखे साईं.
Two survival through.
Two?
One this person Prabhu and the other
Gita, Bhagavad Gita. This is amazing, huh? Bhagavad Gita also, maybe some devotee or some well-wisher was carrying Bhagavad Gita. Mata, you shared no video? Mata shared the video, very nice video. Same thing happened here, I remember that. It was maybe 10 years ago, one devotee, our devotee, a camp devotee. So he was going in bus, the crew bus, from his camp to the site. It was 1 hour journey. From Shoiba to coming to Sulabia, I think. Now the devotee left to India. So he was reading Bhagavad Gita in the bus. उनको टाइम मिलता था, वो पढ़ते थे बस में. Very nice devotee, old person. तो क्या हुआ? All of a sudden, accident happened, and the entire bus got roll over, completely roll over, upside down, and everybody got, severe injury. Somebody had fracture and so much bleeding and this thing, and this person, he was just like this and like that also he was holding Bhagavad Gita in his hand, and he was sharing. He came out, he said कि मुझे कुछ भी नहीं हुआ, कहीं पर कुछ खरोच भी नहीं, और मेरे हाथ में भगवद गीता ऐसे खुली थी और मैं ऐसे हो गया बस ऐसे. So that happened. So, but the family members, like yesterday, what happened, definitely it's biggest shock for them. It's a big tragedy, right? We all can pray for them that wherever they go again, if somehow they get associated with devotees to come out of this cycle of birth and death. Otherwise, this material world again coming here, or somebody is living here for a long time, there's no use actually. Again, we have to punarupi jandam, punarupi marnam. So he is saying, oh my Lord Sri Krishna, you are inexhaustible, and this is not only me, all the great sages, which he told in 10th chapter, right? Asita, Deval, Narad, everybody convinced, even all the demigods. Yam Brahma, Varunendra, Rudra, Maruta, Istuvanti, Divyair, Istavair, Vedah, Anga, Padakram, Upanishadair, Gayanti, Yamasam, Gaha, Dhyana, Vastita, Gatena Manasa, Pashyanti, Yamayogino, Yasya Antam, na Sura Asura, na Viduh Sura Asura, Gada Devaya Tasmai Namah. Sud Goswami ji is saying his prayer कि ब्रह्मा, रुद्र, शिवजी, मारुत, सारे जितने मारुत हैं, all the demigods, then all the Vedas, all the yogis, all the Upanishad, they all are trying to describe about your glories, O my Lord. But yasya antam na, आपके अंत को कोई जान नहीं पाए. सुर असुर कोई नहीं, देवता भी नहीं, असुर भी नहीं. ऐसे भगवत को मैं बार बार प्रणाम कर रहा हूँ. 12-13-1 ऐसे करके भगवान को कहने कि आपका जो ये अविनाशी ये जो नेचर है, इट्स वेरी वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू कॉम्प्रहेंड until unless you want to reveal yourself. So now that's what Krishna is going to do in this chapter, subsequent verses. Now two things are there which we can discuss later on actually, not now. But I'm just give the hint, just food for thought. So now Krishna is going to reveal his universal form in this chapter. Okay? So this is a revelation. But in Bhagavatam, it is not a revelation. In Bhagavatam also, this form came in second canto. That is imagination. So there's a difference between imagination and revelation. And both are important, by the way. Because until unless we become pure devotee, where Krishna is going to reveal his form, we have to imagine. So there is a role of imagination in bhakti actually, very important role, which we call Manas Puja. Or Manas Puja is nothing but imagination actually. Where we are aware of situations, we are aware of the fact, and we're trying to also put the knowledge, what we have learned or heard somewhere, and we try to imagine. What is there we see, and what is not there we imagine. That's how we see the things in totality. Isn't it? We do. Very often we do actually. For example, किसी को वस्त्र बनाना है भगवान के लिए. We imagine actually कि मैं ये बनाऊंगा ऐसा करके तो भगवान ऐसे दिखेंगे. Our Vikram Prabhu in the camp. So nice Gajavasri made. Wonderful. So before making, they imagine actually. They would imagine. So imagination is the top bottom to top up approach. But revelation is from top up to down. There's a difference. In revelation, Krishna is revealing from top to down to Jiva, this material world. But imagination, Jiva from this material world, we are imagining the spiritual world from bottom to up, down to up. But both are important. So in this case here, Krishna is going to reveal his form to Arjuna. So this is what? This is up to down. It's a revelation. But when we imagine, okay, now we can imagine only, okay, this Virat Rupa is like that. So imagination. And we are imagining based on its authentic imagination, because we are imagining based on the revealed scripture. It means somebody has seen this form. It was revealed to someone, and I'm trying to imagine that form. That's fine, good. This all the form what we are, you see, worshipping also, it is, we have not seen this form, for example. But Brahmaji has seen this form. Yama Shama Sundaram Achinta Guna Sarupam. So revealed to Brahmaji. And now we are trying to have the same form which Brahmaji has seen. So it's authentic form actually, which was revealed to some personality. Like this form, Virat Rupa, is revealed to Arjuna. But this form does not exist where? In the spiritual world. That's what Prabhupada said, this is a material form. Because it only exists in material world. Krishna wanted to see that how Krishna is sustaining the entire cosmos in him. So definitely there is no cosmos there, this material world, so that form is not there. So this form exists only in this material world, Virat Rupa. Virat Rupa is only in this material world, which is showing that all this Jagat Avyakta Murtina. That's why this form is not there. Yes. Now here very important aspect is coming here in this verse, in the first verse and second verse, that all this experience Arjuna, or up to this conclusion, he reached that my illusion is gone, up to this situation, up to this position, or up to this point actually, the very important aspect Arjuna followed is what? I have heard from you. Same thing in the first also he said, that after hearing from you, oh my Lord, my moha is gone. And Prabhupada said this is a very important aspect of devotional service. Authentic, bona fide hearing. Shotabhya. Shrunavatam, Shraddhaya Nityam, Grinatascha, Swacheshchitam, Nati Dirghena, Bhagavan Vishnu. Prabhupada says regularly hearing this matter and taking this matter very seriously. Not only hearing and taking this matter very seriously. So important, he says. Then only all the illusion, all the moha will go. Not only moha, all the anartha will go eventually. Otherwise, very difficult to perform devotional service. And we all can witness and we can all share our experiences actually. But we are so much struggling because we have so much anartha. Anartha means which is not valuable. Anartha, artha ka matlab value, anartha means which didn't have any value actually. So those things we have accumulated in our heart through different senses. That's why it's becoming so difficult. Krishna cannot enter there actually. We are chanting 2 hours. That day we chanted. I was just thinking after chanting that day, the next day and up to now, that we chanted 24 hours. But their residual effect, how long it lasts actually. मननम ध्यानम चिंतनम, उसको कितना चिंतन कर पाए हम, कितना भगवान का स्मरण कर पाए, उसके बाद हृदय में परिवर्तन कितना आया, ये विचार करने का विषय है. Otherwise life is just going on the way it's going on. So Prabhupada is saying this hearing, like Arjuna heard, and up to this point everything is gone. He's saying, and Prabhupada said he thoroughly understood. Prabhupada is saying, right? You see, he has thoroughly understood Very honestly, he's submitting. At the beginning, very honestly, he submitted कि no, I cannot do anything now. I'm completely bewildered. Karpane dosho bhato svabhava. Dharmo sammudha cheta. I'm totally bewildered now. But now he's saying, I've understood. I've understood now. So here he heard from Krishna, and same thing we are doing actually. In Bhagavad Gita, what we are hearing now or reading from Krishna himself. The same knowledge which were given to Arjuna. No, there's no separate classes for Arjuna. Same class, revealed class, which we are hearing now. And this is what is expected from all of us actually. That we should also come to the same platform, same understanding. Oh my Lord, all the illusion has gone. If not, it means we are not hearing properly. We are not hearing properly. It means along with hearing, we have to do something else. It's like that. If I give you soap to clean some clothes actually, to wash the clothes, तो केवल सोप देने से काम नहीं चलेगा, राइट? अगर आपको साफ करना है तो उसको रगड़ना पड़ेगा. We have to take the soap, we have to dip it, and we have to रगड़ना पड़ेगा उसको. थोड़ा रगड़ना पड़ेगा. Then it will be clean. So similarly, we have a holy name, we have this knowledge, which cleaned the entire heart of Arjuna. Similarly, we have everything, all the detergent are there actually. अब हमको इसको लेकर रगड़ना है. So सब रहते हुए भी ये साफ नहीं होगा चित्त हमारा अगर हम इसको रगड़ेंगे नहीं. रगड़ने का मतलब सबसे पहले कि yes, we want a clean heart. Really, it's a desire to have a completely clean heart. Prabhupada mentioned one time to his disciple, he said, what can I offer to my spiritual master to you? What is the best thing I can offer to you? Prabhupada said, your clean heart is offered to me. इसमें कोई काम, क्रोध, लोभ, मोह, मद मत्सर का कोई भी ट्रेस नहीं हो. बहुत दिव्य अवस्था है एक्चुअली. And that is what expected from this pure devotional service. ये शुद्ध भक्ति का यही लक्षण है. शुद्ध भक्ति से यही वस्तु प्राप्त होने वाली है. So we should endeavor, we should try to motivate each other. We should try to inspire each other, remind each other. Like Arjuna, we can also tell, yes, thoroughly I have understood my Lord, all the moha is gone now. No attachment. अब पूरी आसक्ति कहाँ पर है? भगवान श्री कृष्ण के चरण कमलों पर है. So this is how this shloka is going forward. And we'll stop here. I'll not touch the other shloka. So, third shloka now, he will request Lordship. Oh my Lord, now please, if you are thinking that I am eligible to see, show me that form. So that form will be shown now in due course of time in this chapter. The wonderful form. Before that, he will give Divyam Chakshu, Dadami. He will give the Divya, divine eyes to see that form. And then Arjuna will be able to hold that form, behold that form, not for a long time. So that will come subsequently in this chapter. I'll stop here. This is how Prabhupada's purport is. Not very long purport, but very important purport. The two aspects: detachment from this temporary nature of material world or the living entity, body especially, and attachment to the Lordship who is inexhaustible. Two aspects: viraktir asakti, param drishtva nivartate. The two things happens together. Bhakti para is anubhavo, viraktir anyatra cha esha trika kala. Okay, I'll stop here. Any question, any point of discussion?
पहले बहुत ही सुंदर कथा बनी.
All go Shri Prabhupada.
प्रभु जैसे इसका प्रपोर्ट अगर आप देखें या इसका ट्रांसलेशन आप देखें तो इसमें जो अर्जुन भगवान से बोल रहे हैं कि आई हैव रियलाइज्ड योर इनएग्जॉस्टिबल ग्लोरी. तो और पहला सेंटेंस आई हैव हर्ड फ्रॉम यू. तो प्रभु हम भी सुनते रहते हैं, हम भी ये कथा हम सुनते रहते हैं. तो मुझे लगता है कि हमको समझ में तो आता है, अंडरस्टैंडिंग तो हो जाती है, रियलाइजेशन नहीं होता है. प्रभु यहाँ पे जो तो जैसे क्लियर डिफरेंस जो आपने बात बताई ना,
Very true.
इमेजिनेशन एंड रियलाइजेशन, तो अंडरस्टैंडिंग तो हो जाती है, तो रियलाइजेशन नहीं आता।
Very
वो
true.
केवल जो है जो टॉप डाउन है वो वही है, वो होलियम की परमात्मा से यही प्रार्थना
Very
रहती है।
true. Very true.
भगवान जो है केवल आपकी कृपा मिले, तो उसको जो है रियलाइजेशन हो, जिस दिन रियलाइजेशन हो गया तो उस दिन
Very true, very true. And that's what the point is actually. Krishna said, Mad Anugraha. Here also and Bhagavatam also, Brahmaji. That will come.
Yashamachandran Prabhuji was mentioning this. There is our own sadhana, our own effort.
Yes.
And there is mercy.
Kripa, yes. Two things is together.
So even our sadhana he is only giving. It is also his mercy.
Correct.
Without his mercy, even sadhana
Nothing will move. Without his mercy, nothing will move actually. So only we can understand that because of his mercy only, now we have come to at least this point. That we are trying to sit together with devotees and trying to see that what Krishna is saying. Even this is without mercy not possible. भगवान की कृपा के बिना बिल्कुल संभव नहीं है, right? And Chaitanya Charitamrita describes completely, actually, very nicely, very wonderfully that what is the mercy. ये कृपा है क्या? हम लोग कहते हैं कृपा कर दीजिए, कृपा कर दीजिए, प्रभु कृपा, माता जी कृपा, कृपा दीजिए. What is that कृपा? So they are very nicely, tangibly described. What is tangible कृपा? So Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela, we know the first chapter, second verse, very beautiful verse. Vande Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Sahodito Gaudodaya Puspavantau Chitrao Sandau Tamonidau. Now this verse, Chaitanya Charitamrita, he is expanding in later on in the same chapter. Ki how this two brother have come, Gaur Nitai, especially in the stage of Kali, to remove the darkness of the heart, which is especially moha. Darkness means moha. We just heard. Moha Kalilam. So if you go to 99 and 100 verse, in the same chapter, so there he is saying, कि दुई भाई, this भाई how they are removing, दुई भाई हृदय र छले र अंधकार, दुई भागवत संग करे न साक्षात्कार. एक भागवत बड़ भागवत शास्त्र, आर भागवत भक्त भक्ति रस पात्र. So 99, 100, 101 verses going in series to just establish this point that how they are removing the darkness. So there, devotee says, this is the kripa. These two brothers have come to bestow the mercy in this form. How? They will introduce two things in your life. दुई भाई क्या कर रहे हैं? ये हृदय का अंधकार को छल रहे हैं. क्या करके? इंट्रोड्यूसिंग टू भागवतम इन योर लाइफ. दुई भागवत संग करे न साक्षात्कार. क्या है वो? एक भागवत बड़ भागवत शास्त्र, आर भागवत भक्त भक्ति रस पात्र. वन इज भागवत स्क्रिप्चर एंड वन इज भागवत पर्सनैलिटी. तो आप देखिए श्री प्रभुपाद ने क्या किया हमारे जीवन में, यही किया है, एग्जैक्टली यही. एंड दिस इज हाउ यू कैन टेंजिबली, यू कैन एक्सेस, यू कैन टेल और यू कैन रियलाइज कि मेरे ऊपर कृपा भगवान की हुई है, कि मुझे भागवत शास्त्र भी मिले हैं और भागवत भक्त भी मेरे जीवन में गुरु के रूप में मिले हैं. इसका मतलब चैतन्य महाप्रभु और नित्यानंद प्रभु कृपा मेरे ऊपर हुई, यही कृपा करने आए हैं. तो अगर हमने इनका शेल्टर लिया है, इसका मतलब कृपा हो रही है, टेंजिबली कृपा हो रही है.
वो एक्चुअली डिफरेंस वही है समझने में और शेल्टर सही में लेने में. तो जैसे
इसलिए बोले कि क्योंकि हम लोग अपना हाथ बांध के बैठे हैं.
हाँ वही है.
ये आज सुबह हमने पढ़ा, सुबह सुन रहे थे, प्रभु बता रहे थे कि हमारा ये कैसे, दिस मोमेंट इज लाइक दैट कि व्हेन देयर इज अ मर्सी यू हैव टू कैच होल्ड ऑफ इट, बट वी डोंट वांट. द प्रॉब्लम इज वी आर हैप्पी विद आवर लाइफ द वे इट इज गोइंग. हमको भी बहुत ज़्यादा कृपा नहीं चाहिए.
वो जैसे
हमने कृपा का अपना एक वो बना रखा है कि हमको इतनी कृपा चाहिए कि भाई मेरी प्लेट में बाकी सब कुछ फुल है, एक छोटी सी कटोरी खाली है और उतनी कृपा भी लेना चाहता हूँ मैं. बाकी सब में जो मेरी प्लेट भरी है मेरे इंद्रिय के भोग से, आई डोंट वांट टू एम्प्टी दैट. तो ठीक है, भगवान बोलते हैं ये था माम प्रपद्यन्ते ताम से भजाम. भगवान बोल रहे हैं कि ठीक है आप इसी भाव से आ रहे हो, लो इतनी लो. दैट्स ऑल्सो ग्लोरियस, बाय द वे दैट्स ऑल्सो ग्लोरियस. पर धीमे धीमे फिर क्या आएगा जब एक बार कृपा का स्वाद मिलना शुरू होगा तब ये बाकी चीज़ों में लगेगा कि नहीं ये कटोरी भी खाली करो, और चाहिए मुझे, ये भी खाली करो, यहाँ पे भी चाहिए। तब उसके बाद सब जगह पर अंग प्रत्यंग में जैसे शुद्ध भक्त करते हैं, देयर इज नॉट इवन टिंज ऑफ डिजायर इन देयर हार्ट। Prabhupada says even if you have a desire for one gulab jamun, you have to come back to this material world. But नारद जी से नारद भक्ति सूत्र, यत प्राप्यम न किंचित वांछति न द्वेष्टि न रमते न उत्साही भवति। नारद भक्ति सूत्र वर्ष नंबर 5। यत प्राप्यम, एक बार ये स्वाद मिल गया तब न किंचित वांछति, तब आपको किसी भी चीज़ की इच्छा नहीं रहेगी। न रमते, आपको कहीं जहाँ पर सब लोग रमण कर रहे हैं, क्लब में, मूवीज थिएटर, ये मॉल, आपको कहीं रमणीय नहीं लगेगा। वो किसी से कोई द्वेष नहीं। न उत्साही भवति, आपको कभी भी भोग करने का उत्साह नहीं आएगा, क्योंकि आपको ये वस्तु प्राप्त हो गई है, आपको सर्वोपरि वस्तु प्राप्त हो गई। दैट इज जो शुद्ध भक्ति का ये लक्षण है। नारद भक्ति सूत्र आपके पास में है? हाँ, वेदावेश में है, आपके उसमें गीता बेस में ही है। नारद भक्ति सूत्र में एक चैप्टर एक ही है बस। श्लोक पे जाइए, 5 नंबर पढ़े इसका अनुवाद। हाँ पढ़े।
A person engaged in
Loudly.
such pure devotional service neither desires anything for sense gratification, nor laments for any loss, nor hates anything, nor enjoys anything on his personal account, nor becomes very enthusiastic in material activity.
What a state of consciousness. यह तो प्राप्यम। तो इसके लिए हम लोग को बहुत लौल्यम चाहिए। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वी शुड डिजायर कि यस आई वांट दिस।
तो वो एक चीज़ बोलना चाहता हूँ, जैसे आपने जो बोला प्रभु, तो हम तो उस लॉजिक से हम देखें तो कृपा तो हमको पूरी प्राप्त है।
यस,
क्योंकि पूरा हमारे पास जो है शुद्ध भक्तों से हम जो है
Yes.
श्रवण करते हैं।
वेरी ट्रू,
केवल अपना डिजायर खोलना हमारी
Very
प्रॉब्लम हमारी।
वेरी ट्रू। देखिए, अगर आपको भगवान का नाम मिल गया, ध्यान सुनेगा प्लीज एवरीवन हियर केयरफुली। इफ यू हैव बीन गिवन द होली नेम, यू हैव श्रीमद् भागवतम, यू हैव डिवोटीज एसोसिएशन, यू हैव प्रसादम, अब आपके पास भगवान से मांगने के लिए कुछ बचा ही नहीं है। Now you do not have anything to ask for. If you see the entire Bhagavatam, this is what devotees are praying for. भक्तों का संग, आपके नाम गाने सदा रुचि, आसक्ति तद बोल रहे हैं वहाँ पर कि आसक्ति तद गुणाख्याने, आपके नाम गुण करने की आसक्ति, और प्रीतिस्तद वसति स्थले, आपके धाम में रहने का मन। ये सब अब देखिए भक्तों, प्रभुपाद जी कृपा से जो शुद्ध भक्त प्रार्थना कर रहे हैं वो हम सबको दे दिया गया है। जैसे हमने बताया, कृपा सबको मिल चुकी है। अब ये अपने ऊपर है कि यस, कि हम सच में चाहते हैं सनरेज, तो हमको खोलना पड़ेगा, ये पूरी खिड़की खोलनी पड़ेगी। ये तो कृपा खड़ी है, एकदम डोर पे खड़ी है हमारे, बट हमने सब डोर को बंद कर रखा है कि आई वॉन्ट टू एंजॉय दिस डार्कनेस। सब टू यू, सब टू अस। So in our deliverance, that's why in our deliverance from this material world, the maximum role lies on us. That whether we are cooperating with this plan of Lord or not. कृष्ण भगवान बिल्कुल दया करने को तैयार है, शास्त्र दे दिए। हाँ, माया मुग्ध जीवरे नाहि स्वतः कृष्ण ज्ञान जीवरे कृपा केला, कृष्ण वेद पुराण दे दिया, साधु दे दिया, साधु शास्त्र कृपाए, जीव कृष्ण उन्मुख है, सब दे दिया। उसके बाद भी अगर हम कॉपरेट नहीं करना चाहें, उस रस्सी को नहीं पकड़ना चाहें, तो हमको कोई भी कुएं से नहीं निकाल सकता है। वो रस्सी डाल सकते हैं, बट रस्सी को हमें पकड़ना पड़ेगा। वी हैव टू कम आउट ऑफ इट, देन वी हैव, एंड दैट्स आवर कॉपरेशन, दैट जस्ट टेक द इंस्ट्रक्शंस, कैच होल्ड ऑफ इट, दैट्स आवर, देन आवर लाइफ इज सक्सेसफुल। अदरवाइज इफ यू डोंट कोऑपरेट, नो मैटर हू, इवन भगवान भी आ जाए हमारे सामने, तब भी हमारा उद्धार नहीं होगा। ऐसे दृष्टांत, कितने दृष्टांत हैं हमारे शास्त्रों में। दुर्योधन के सामने भगवान आए थे स्वयं, हिरण्यकशिपु के सामने भगवान खड़े हैं, रावण के सामने भगवान खड़े हैं, भगवान श्री रामचंद्र। इतने डीमन आए थे वृंदावन में, कृष्ण वहाँ पर खड़े हैं। तो अगर हम खुद नहीं चाहें, एंड दैट इज द कृष्णा's वेरी स्पेशल मर्सी, दैट ही डजंट वांट टू इंटरवीन इन दैट योर माइन्यूट इंडिपेंडेंस। If you want to exercise your independence to enjoy this world, go ahead. And if you are surrendering that your independence to his, yes, then he's welcoming you. He's ready to welcome like Gop Kumar. भगवान कैसे दौड़ के गोप कुमार को उन्होंने हक किया. He entered in Goloka and Krishna ran. He ran and he embraced him. I was waiting for you. That's how Krishna is waiting actually. Bhutva bhutva paliyate. Every after this appearance and disappearance, again appearance, disappearance, again disappearance, appearance, he's waiting. कि कब ये पक्षी, प्रभात बोलते कब पक्षी मुड़ेगा. This bird is always waiting. ये खाली खा रहा है और ये खाली इनको देख रहा है कि कब ये मुड़ेंगे. One of the name of Krishna is Alalaya. Namo Alalaya means he's always alert. When this jiva will turn. ऐसा कभी नहीं हुआ कि हमने टर्न फेस किया and Krishna is busy somewhere. तो Gajendra is saying 8th canto, Namo Alalaya, oh my Lord, you are always alert. Very nice verse. You are always alert to fulfill the need of a devotee. Always alert. तो आपने सही कहा, कृपा में कोई कमी नहीं है प्रभु जी. कमी केवल किसके अंदर है? So let's improve. So first we know that yes, kami is there, and then we should not remain at this kami only. कि हम वहीं पर पड़े रहें. That's the humility of devotee. That's very good. मैं बहुत पतित हुआ, लेकिन ठीक है पतित हो ऊपर, अब तो हो. Do not remain पतित. आचार्य बोलते हैं कि उठो, जागो. तमसिरमा ज्योतिर्गमय. कब तक रहोगे अंधकार में? प्रकाश में आइए. तो भगवान इसलिए यहाँ पे, हाँ ये इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट है कि हमको बहुत ध्यान से श्रवण करना पड़ेगा. देन ओनली आवर हियरिंग बिकम्स कंप्लीट. ज्ञान विज्ञान में प्रकट होता है जब उनको सुन करके एंड वी रियली वांट टू इम्प्लीमेंट दोज थिंग्स. यस, माय स्पिरिचुअल मास्टर वांट्स मी टू बी लाइक दिस. लॉर्ड मी, ही वांट्स मी टू लाइक दिस. लेट्स लिव फॉर देम. एक्चुअली हमने अपने लिए बहुत जी लिया. कितने जीवन जी लिए अपने लिए, हमने अपने लिए, परिवार के लिए, देश के लिए. नाउ लेट्स लिव फॉर देम. Live for someone who really wants our welfare. Spiritual master. Krishna, Suhid Sarvabhutana. एक लाइफ तो दिया जाए उनके लिए, कम से कम कुछ समय दिया जाए उनके लिए. नहीं? फिर देखें चमत्कार फिर कैसे होता है. So let's encourage each other. हम सबको एक दूसरे को उत्साहित करना चाहिए हमेशा, क्योंकि ये पथ जो है बहुत कठिन है, इतना सहज नहीं है. और इस पर बहुत इंकरेजमेंट चाहिए, बहुत भक्तों का संग चाहिए साथ में हमेशा. Then only we can walk on this path. Hare Krishna. So stop here. Time is up now. डिम्पल जी आप बताइए कुछ. You want to share something? बहुत ध्यान से श्रवण कर रहे थे आप. How much you got in your Bhakti Shastri? Oh, very nice. Congratulations. 48 out of 50. Very nice. Yeah. An open book result you got it? No, not yet. Anybody got open book result? Or camp only they got? Yes. You got it? Very nice.
182 out of 200.
Jai ho, jai ho. These all are there. See, CBSE board, huh? 91. Yes. Very nice. I think everyone got a nice mark, right? They did really good, right? Everyone. All our camp duty also got like this, 47, 48, 46 like that. Very nice. Okay, so next week, who are traveling? 2-3 families. Huh? 2-3 families, huh? ठीक है, तो आप सबकी यात्रा.
Evening morning class.
Will be there, huh? ठीक है प्रभु जी. श्री प्रभुपाद की जय. श्रीमद् भगवत कथा रूप की जय. गौर प्रेमानंदी है.
अभी एक चीज़ आप पूछना चाह रहा था. जैसे आपका इसमें प्रभु भी निर्जल एकादशी पे यहाँ पे लोगों ने मतलब ऐसा कभी सुना नहीं.
प्रभु जी glorified the beginning actually.
मैंने मिस किया. तो मतलब ये दिस इज बियॉन्ड इमेजिनेशन कि इतने सारे भक्त एक जगह वहाँ का इतना मतलब इतना ना. तो वो जस्ट फॉलो करके मतलब आई मिस्ड इट कंप्लीटली. बट मैं ये सुनना चाहता था. व्हाट इज द आफ्टर इफेक्ट जो आप बोल रहे थे ना कि
प्रभु जी बताएंगे. सो लेट्स हियर. हम लोग प्रसाद डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करना शुरू करते हैं उधर से प्रभु जी. और हमारे प्रभु जी बता रहे हैं अबाउट द वंडरफुल इनिशिएटिव विच वॉज अ डिज़ायर ऑफ आवर असीमान कृष्णाम प्रभु, एंड द डिवोटी दे ट्राई टू फ्रुक्टिफाई दैट. So on the Nirjala Ekadashi, there were almost 200 plus devotees in Japraka Hall and Abbasiya Hall. And the day Ekadashi started from 6 a.m. onwards, next day 6 a.m. Not 6, 7:30 probably. Till that time they were chanting. We had a Mangal Aarti, Sandhya Aarti in between, one small class also, 1, 2, 3. And then whole time just chanting. All devotees, so many Mataji were there, Prabhuji, whole night. And some devotees chanted 192 rounds. 192, 170, 150, like that, 180, like that. Just imagine. So one time they experienced this wonderful, opportunity with the devotees actually, and they were sharing. It was so amazing, Prabhu. Alone, it's impossible even just to think about it. But with devotees, it was so smooth, without anything. All Prabhu were there. Arjun Krishna Prabhu, Padambush Prabhu, Prabhapati Prabhu, Kshitij was there. Even so many children were there actually. Mataji were there. And with devotee it was so wonderfully performed. And whole day just the name Naam Prabhu was there on the tongue actually. Definitely quality, we have to think about it. But at least quantity devotees were there that day. But few devotees realized very nice. Our Rashmi Prabhu realized that whole time he was just observing the wonderful, the glance of the Lordship, his smile in the altar. And also he could realize that he was not keeping well, but with devotees he could sit. He was sitting at one place. At one place he completed almost 24 hours. It was so glorious. So by this process, what we understand, see, we cannot imitate Haridas Thakur, right? For definitely not. Prabhupada mentioned that do not do that. You will die. He used to do every day this thing, same thing. He said, don't imitate Haridas Thakur or Raghunath Goswami, who was just eating buttermilk. Later on, he also left even that also after departure of Rupa Goswami Pad. He said, don't imitate them. But by this process, we can understand that what is up to what extent Jivatma can glorify the Lord's holy name. Up to what extent we can go. Up to what extent we can stretch in the association. So that kind of thing we can experience. That up to what extent we can, one day we chanted. We can go a little longer. So that kind of thing, we can increase our the Mahima of soul. जो अभी covered है, we can unveil the glory of the soul actually by this process. You want to share something?
Yes, it's like there was a survey conducted. Before the start of the session, I shared this. I saw that. So the number of devotees that they chant is 200, and the number of malas were.
Actually, 200 was only recorded. A few devotees did not fill the form, so maybe more, much more.
So number of malas were 20,000. Number of mantras 21,60,000. And number of naam 3,45,60,000.
Hari Bol, yeah.
My experience. Say.
All of you are going to Golok Vrindavan. Take us along to Vrindavan.
See, I had done fasting, but awake full night jagaran is something I had not tried in my life. So I was sharing with this Arjun Krishna Prabhuji. Prabhuji, fasting I did, but after jagaran next day, because we went in car, returning I am not sure what will happen. Okay. So started Prabhuji. When it started, yes, enthusiasm. Early morning 6. The voices were very loud.
क्या जरूरत नहीं है घर पे तो ऑफिस में आते क्या सुबह ना
Real test starts in the night. See, yeah, it's something very interesting. Everybody should listen. This is something what I have experienced. initially when we come to Krishna consciousness, that finding time for 1 round, 2 rounds is difficult. Correct? Agree? 1 round से time नहीं मिल रहा प्रभु जी, 4 round भी मुश्किल से हो रहा है. Then okay, after this and all, we come to 16 round. 16 round also, as Prabhuji several times mentioned, it's only for the count. 16 also हो गया. The commitment is there. In the night, 2 o'clock exactly, I remember, my body was not supporting me. Like eyes was and I was having some, and I was searching for where is this space available wherein I can go hide myself and sleep for some time. I went behind. There were switches. I sat down there. I thought I will lose for something. But I remember is this Yashwatindran Prabhuji gave a class that day evening before we went to the final round. He told, everybody remember, this moment you may not get once again. Then I realized, I will doze off, but in my lifetime I will regret. I stood up, I just came, sat next to Anshot Prabhuji and started to chant. I tell you Prabhuji, the time is not moving. Not only me, I was talking to the friends, Vasanta Prabhuji, Arjun Prabhuji also. Everybody felt there, like we always think that there is no time. That day, every 5 minutes is not moving Prabhuji in the night. 2:30, 2:35, 2:40 is happening, another 2 hours is there, we have to be awake. Time is not moving Prabhuji, everybody is chanting. But somehow looking at each other, everybody walking around, that's the motivation. That everybody around. We were surprised. Initially, we thought that maybe maximum 10-15 devotees may be able to. But surprisingly, more than 50 were there, Prabhuji. And it was motivating. And actually, the interesting thing happened when the time was not moving. Around 2:30 or so, the devotees came and started to decorate the altar side. So, little deviation happened. Like there is some activity happening, they were preparing the altar. And everybody started to feel we are almost there. Now they are going to open the altar and the aarti will start any time. So we have, like that, it so happened that 4:30 happens. And then aarti happened, then one more session around I think 4:47 was the
We forgot to eat, right? We forgot them.
Parna time was there, then Panakam came. Everybody was given Panakam because we have to break through. And then again, it's where Sasivan Krishna Prabhuji surprised everybody. Everybody expected that after Parna, the Panakam will come, we'll have Panakam, then Prasadam we can have. But he said no. We had Panakam, then the interesting discussion started. Then Prabhuji presented his explanations. It was really good, 1.5 hours of listening. After that, full jaga, then the katha started. Everybody presented his Rancho Krishna Prabhuji presented his experience. It was so nice. Time happened. Then we had prasadam. Then I thought that how I will drive back to Salvia. Then Vasanta Prabhuji said, Vasanta Prabhuji left by that time. And Arjun Krishna Prabhuji said, I will come with you. I told him, sir, if I doze off, you have to drive. But no sleep was coming. Until I came to home, then nothing was there. I had to sleep. I slept. Next day, the body is so light. Your feet is not touching the ground. That type of feeling is there. Body is so light because body first is physically also the body has become so light because no glucose inside the body. And mentally also, Prabhuji, I will tell you something.
You have left this planet, right?
Chanting, Prabhuji, interesting thing. What happened is, one thing, I learned a lot of things how to chant because the series of lectures were there. We have to be, even I learned the Bhakti, the Sanatana Goswami's that I presented, the 6 points.
Yes.
Manasam, Haranam, Shaucham, Maunam, Mantrartha Chintanam, Abhigratvam, Anirvedaha, Japa, Sampatti Hetava. So all this we then, I mean, it's growing process. So it went to a different level. But the interesting point also, After I chanted 180. After 180, the next
180 rounds. Bravo.
when I took the Jaffa bag and 16 rounds, I did not feel that 16 rounds is going to be big. Yes, Prabhuji, that it felt like we are at the next stage now, and 16 rounds is the minimum. Prabhuji told us that, Prabhupada told us that 16 rounds is minimum. Then the next day I definitely felt that I am ready for more. This is the effect of.
Jao, very well. Very well. So like to extend our gratitude to Prabhuji sharing such a wonderful organization, and also very grateful to Bhagavati Prabhu and the family for allowing all of us. So we'll thank everyone by sharing the Tikkun of Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
A special welcome to Prabhuji, who came all the way from Canada, right? Prabhu?
No, I came from Taiwan.
From Taiwan this time. Okay. Earlier also Prabhu had come, right? Earlier? Prabhu has come here. Prabhu का ऑपरेशन होता है. Yes, I know. Prabhuji. Okay. So we have two birthday celebrations, one before, one after. One was last week and one is going to come next week. So both will be celebrated together in the junction. Our His Grace Samsuni Mataji and Her Grace Samsuni Mataji and Her Grace Renuka Devi Mataji. I am Mataji. Mataji under? Please call Mataji, please. The cake is there, right? Mataji, welcome back. Welcome back.